Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Check This Out. On this installment of Can a Truck Driver Cook? We're going to be taking a look at the delicious foamy coffee beverage, Espresso Zabaglione. I've seen 3 different pronunciations of the word Zabaglione. So let's check with our resident linguist, Julien, and see if he can provide any insight into how to pronounce this thing. Take it away, Julien.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this dessert. How do you say it? Zabaglione. Zabaglione.
Okay, thank you, Julien. We'll go with that one. My apologies to any of my Italian friends out there if I'm not pronouncing this word correctly, and I know I'm probably butchering it. You know, for years, if not centuries before Dalgona coffee started burning up the internet, Zabaglione was a thing. Zabaglione was, and still is, a classic Italian dessert. It's an egg custard, usually made with a sweet wine and topped off with fruit, chocolate. Hey, it can even be made into an ice cream. But that's another recipe for another day. The origin of Zabaglione is uncertain. 3 Italian regions, Tuscany, Piedmont, and Emilia-Romagna, have been competing for centuries as the creator of this delicious custard. In Tuscany, it is said that Zabaglione has well been known since the 16th century and was very popular in the court of Caterina de' Medici. So what exactly does all of this have to do with today's recipe? I don't know, nothing. I mean, not exactly nothing, because the recipe is called Espresso Zabaglione. And I like a little history of the dishes I make. Now, since espresso was not developed until 1901, I would say that our version of Zabaglione does not go back quite as far as Caterina de' Medici. The point of all of this is just to say that as far as creamy coffee drinks go, like Dalgona coffee, Espresso Zabaglione beats it by decades. When you look at most of today's drinks, you have to ask yourself, where's the coffee?
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
I think that these drinks are created for people that just plain hate coffee. I honestly believe that if you took the coffee out of any of these drinks, 90% of the people would not know the difference. Now, as far as Dalgona coffee goes, I have one main problem. That being, it uses instant coffee. And instant coffee, in a word, is merde. Whenever I'm cooking, I've always been of the philosophy that a dish, or in this case a drink, is only as good as the ingredients used. Most instant coffee is made with a Robusta bean. It is the cheapest crap big coffee can get their hands on. Its flavor is woody, earthy, all one note with no depth of flavor. I've tried making Dalgona coffee with fresh espresso and it just doesn't work. There's something about the dried coffee granules that help make the emulsion that holds the foam together. So during the Dalgona madness, I seem to remember that I had an old recipe that I'd made years ago for a foamy coffee drink, and as I recall, it was pretty good. And it tasted like coffee. Imagine that, a coffee drink that actually tastes of coffee. If you hate the taste of coffee, today's recipe is definitely not for you. But if you do like coffee, then join me in the kitchen and we'll get started on our delicious Espresso Zabaglione. Okay, let's get started. For our Zabaglione, we're going to need 4 egg yolks, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and of course, how could it be Italian if we didn't use espresso, provided to us by the Profitec Pro 700. Now, we're going to be using 8 ounces or 4 double shots of espresso. Okay, so this has got enough caffeine in it to make a Red Bull blush. You really don't need a lot of this. It's rich with all of the eggs, and it's got a lot of caffeine in it. I would suggest at least 2 people, maybe 3, depending on how hyped up you want to get on caffeine. And that's about it, really. You only need 3 ingredients for this. You can add a little bit of flavoring if you want. I like to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract just to give it some more flavor. And also, you probably don't have to use espresso in this. You could probably use like a double strength coffee. You could take whatever coffee you normally brew it at twice the strength, and that should do just fine. I've never done it that way because I have an espresso machine, but I can't see where there would be a problem at all. Okay, so now that we have all of our ingredients together, we need a double boiler, get our eggs in there, and we're going to whip them until they're nice and fluffy. All right, we have our double boiler ready to go here. Got some simmering water underneath. All we need to do is put in our sugar, our 4 egg yolks, and start whisking until it's light and fluffy. Okay, that's what you want to see there. Something nice, thick, creamy, something like the foam you get on the Dalgona coffee. Now let's go ahead and add our espresso. Okay, now we're going to put one heck of a lot of espresso in and whisk it through. And like I said, I'm going to take about a half a teaspoon of vanilla. No, it's not traditional, but hey, it tastes good. That's about it. Now it's time to serve. Now there it is. You can see it forms kind of a layer there, nice and foamy on top, kind of like the Dalgona. But a lot better than Dalgona coffee because this is made with good coffee, not that instant coffee crap. So what do we need to do now? I guess have a taste. Very rich, very coffee forward. The Dalgona coffee with all of the milk, the sugar, it really kind of masks the coffee flavor, which is a good thing because you're using that junk instant coffee. But this here still preserves the flavor of the espresso, a slight bit of sweetness, and the eggs gives it almost like a custard consistency. For me, that is absolutely delicious and blows Dalgona coffee out of the water. Yeah, that is decadent. So this is a short, easy one. I hope you give it a try sometime. I want to thank you very much. I've had quite a few subscribers this week, and I appreciate everyone that has subscribed to the channel. So hey, everybody, take care, keep cooking, and we'll see you next time on Check This Out.
It sound right, boy.